Okay, let's get into assimilating TypeScript. I'm going to launch this code space, get right into the work. And what we have here, if I remember correctly, was some steps about where I was building last time. And probably I want to open up a terminal at the bottom here as well. We can go ahead and get that started. It takes just a second for this to launch. And it looks like last time, well, first of all, let's reload the extensions. What do we have here? Yeah, a bunch of reloads are required. So let's reload. And once we get inside of here, we can look at where I stopped last. I think I was at phrases here. And we have a make file. And this make file will compile the TypeScript, and it will clean the TypeScript, deleting all JavaScript files. So if I said, for example, make clean, actually, first let's do a get status. So if I wanted to delete JavaScript, for example, I could. Now, I could look at my get ignore. I don't think I am getting rid of JavaScript. It's an interesting question, though. I'm assuming most people would probably not publish JavaScript. They would probably I'm assuming they'd probably publish the TypeScript here. And then when they deploy, they would generate the JavaScript on the fly as an artifact. I assume it would be something like that. And what I can do is go back to the README here and say, use a library for argument parsing and maybe build a project. Okay. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. So how do I build? I guess one of the problems is I'm flying blind here. Who runs TypeScript? Is it Microsoft? TypeScript. Yeah, I think it's Microsoft, right? Who is the leader here? Yeah, Microsoft. Okay, so Microsoft is the leader with TypeScript. Handbook. Well, this looks useful. So what can we do here? That we have the basics. Modules would be good. Type modules. There are three main things. Let's get into that. So I'm assuming that I could actually figure this out today. Modules, there's three main things to consider when writing modules in TypeScript. What syntax do I want to use? What are the relationships within the names of the files on disk? And what should be omitted? Okay, so let's try this. Let's we'll go through here and put the steps in. We'll say, one, or we'll say three key questions. 3 key questions about TypeScript modules. And question 1 or Q1 would be this. First of all, let's put this reference for modules. It says documentation here. And we'll say question 1 is, what syntax do you want to use to import and export things? Okay, question 2 is going to be, what is the relationship between the module names or paths and files on disk? So here's the next question. And then we have Q3, which is, what should my omitted modules look like. I admit all three of those things are things I don't know. So let's, where do we start? So a file can declare a main export via export default. So this would be file name hello dot. So I guess I need to just put this like a directory called makedir, TS module hello. Let's do that. And so I'm going to get started, we can do this. We can say makedir -p ts module hello and cd into this directory. There we go. Let's run that again. There we go. So we have an idempotent command. And now the question is, what do we put in here first? So let's try this. Let's try this out. Downloading. We're going to use, I should put a note that the playground is pretty good. Let me just say playground. Should also put a note here that says references for module, playground is very helpful. Yeah, so when you don't really know what you're doing, the playground really can be, it seems like pretty helpful. Huh, pretty cool. So we run this. I see, interesting. Wow, and I can even pull in other examples here. So not bad. So, I mean, I guess what we would do is if I open a new tab, we can always have the playground and I can go back and forth. But I just want to copy this first and put it in a file called hello.ts. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll say touch hello.ts. And so we'll do that command here. We'll say touch hello.ts and paste inside. And we'll do this. And we'll say TypeScript. There we go. Now, if we look at that, whoa, that's the wrong one. We want to go in here. Hello. What do we got export default function, hello world, console, hello world. Okay, that makes sense. Now the export command though, what does that really do? It says, so I guess export means that I can use it in another module. Is that what it does? This is then imported via import hello world from hello.js. Wow, very interesting. So what we can do, but they don't make this easy to copy, do they? So let's create another file called I don't know, like touch invoker.ts and paste inside. And we'll do that. We'll say TypeScript. And we'll paste this inside. There we go. So we'll do this. And we'll say touch invoker.ts. And now we have that. So it's going to say import hello world from that other file that's in the same directory and then just run it. So that seems straightforward. In addition to the default export, you can also have more than one export of variables in functions by omitting default. So you can just basically build a whole module that just exports all kinds of stuff, and then you can import it inside. Interesting. So let's try. Yeah, let's build all this out here. So we can build out another one called maths.ts. So we'll say touch maths.ts. And inside of here, we'll do that. So again, I'll say touch maths TS type script. I wonder why that type. There we go. And paste this in, And then to use it, we can say this. Okay. All right. Node hello. Run node hello. We want to do this. So, and we're going to say, we'll make another invoker. So we'll say touch invoker 2 dot ts and paste inside. And then we'll do the same thing. Say type script. There we go. So we'll do that. We'll put another one. We'll go here. Invoker 2. Bam. All right. So at this point, what would be kind of nice is to have another shell and add to our makefile that we have another directory. And so we could compile, I'm assuming, we could compile another one, echo Eileen. It's an interesting question because where is it going to put these modules? It's kind of annoying, but I could just copy and paste this. So I could just touch the makefile or touch TS module hello. No, that doesn't seem like a good idea. I don't think I need to do that. I think I would just do this. I would just say asterisk. No, I would say TS module hello, like that. And that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. This starts to get into the compilation step. Let's do it. Let's just say make compile. Oh, see, look, I put them all in this local directory. So I'm actually gonna do this. I'm gonna say git rm -f asterisk.js. So I think I want to actually nuke all the JavaScript. So it did put it in this directory, which is cool. So it did actually, but I think what I need to do is actually end TS module hello. Whoops. Let's close a bunch of these files here. So we got these. So let's remove that. And let's say make clean. It's all JavaScript. I also believe we probably don't want these checked into the project, I'm assuming. And so I'm going to say like basically git ignore all JavaScript files. Ignore all JavaScript files in subdirectories. There we go. How about that? So now if I go through and I say get status, we have a bunch of stuff ignored, get add here, commit, getting rid of JavaScript, check-ins. Okay. So we know we can compile, which is pretty cool. It passed it. And what we can do now is, but how do we run this? That was what I was trying to figure out from before. I guess we'd run it with Node. So we would say Node, we could cd into DS modules. And let's just put this documentation here. Then to run, we would do this. We would say, here we would say make compile. And then, well, what we could in fact do is we should probably have an all, which is a clean in a compile, right? So basically nuke it first so that in case we have some bad JavaScript or something, and then we would just say make all. We would just say make all. Make all. Then the next thing we do is you would just say node invoker.js. Hello world. Oh, pretty cool. So that did work. And then if we say invoker2.js, we went pretty cool. So we could to run either one, it would be node invoker.js and node invoker2.js. Okay, so I'm learning here. I think I might actually know what I'm doing. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is get the build working. Git add everything, git commit, adding code. Now, what would be cool is if I go over to this really quick and I go to GitHub Actions. And what I do is I say new workflow and I look for TypeScript. Hopefully it has it. If it doesn't, I don't care. TypeScript. Build a Node.js projects, grunts. Yeah, I don't really know if I need these. I can probably just copy a Python build process and just keep it simple. So if I just look at Python, simulate Python here, and I just look at my, whoops, not that one, the Git CI/CD. What I'm going to do, I don't even know if, did I install stuff here? Yeah, I think I did. It says, so this could get tricky, is how to build this thing. Well, maybe I do need to do like node. So new workflow, and we'll just say node. We can just say build and test a node project. Let's do that. We don't care about that. Care about that. Care about this. Let's go and just clean this thing up. Here we go. Uses node. Now, what did I do earlier? We said, oh, npm install TypeScripts. There we go. So that's probably the only thing I care about. And npm run. I don't know what this means, but npm install TypeScript, and then we can also just do make all, like make all. Let's try that. And then get rid of that one. My work. We can say TypeScript. This fails, not a big deal, but worth trying out. Let's go to actions. I'm kind of optimistic in my work. Here we go. No, that's not the right one. We want a different one. We want to go to this. There's CI, TypeScript CI. Matrix build. Woo. Uh-oh. So we had a failed build here using node. Let's see, dependency lock file is not found. Do I really need that? Dependency lock file is not found. It's official npm install -g. What does that do? If we change this, first let's do a get pull. I guess it's really, this is get pull. Huh. Why is this? Oh, because I'm in the wrong repo. That's the problem. We don't want this. I want to get rid of this. Actually, I want to go here. I want to just nuke this, and I'm going to copy this. But yeah, we don't want this. We want to go to the TypeScript. And from here, get up actions, make a new workflow, and we can type in npm and gulp. I really don't know the difference between these two things. What does this do? Node. I mean, that looks, maybe this one is better. So we can do this. And let's just put the command that I had, which was npm install -g TypeScript here. And then we can say make all. Let's try that with TypeScript. Does this work? Try for a second. Actions. Does anything work? Okay, well, that's a good sign. Something works. Whoa, this might actually work. Holy smokes, I got it working. Okay, that's kind of cool. We can do a status badge here. So at least I got basically a compile working, which is pretty cool. So I'll go ahead and put that in there. So that's kind of a victory for today. We'll go ahead and do a get pull, and we can just say, what do we want to do next? Is continue module lesson next time. So lesson 3, continue process of learning about projects, project structure, modules. Right, and I'll do that. There you go. So let's go ahead and add that. Adding. All right, in a couple weeks, I'll be back for more with TypeScript.